Hello valued viewers, I hope you're all doing very well. We've been doing Grim Reapers for 9 years now, and the favourite thing we do is carrier group versus carrier group battles. We've done loads of them, 1960s, various 1970s, various 1980s, 1990s, 2000s, 2010s, 2020s, all the way up to 2027, which is where our tech tops out at the moment. In fact, I went into the main Grim Reapers YouTube search bar, I typed in carrier versus carrier, and it came back with 99 results. We've done 99 of these carrier group versus carrier group battles, which is super cool. But what we've never done is early 1940s carrier versus 1940s carrier, because we've never had the tech, the assets that we need, but we finally do. Thanks to two excellent mod makers, Salinia Texas and Misaka, we now have DCS assets providing carrier groups for the US and the Imperial Japanese Navy in 1940s, which is super. We prefer using DCS generally, it's a better sim for this type of thing, but Sea Power will do, so we'll work around the edges and try and make it work. So viewers, today, 1940s, early 1940s US carrier group versus Imperial Japanese carrier group. What we've got here is we're in the Pacific Ocean. This is Hawaii. This is not supposed to be a realistic or reenactment type battle. This is just carrier group versus carrier group. The way I've set it out is each carrier group gets an equal number and type of vessels. Each has a CV, a carrier, 2 destroyers, and they're allowed 2 capital ships. Let's start with the Americans. They have an Essex class carrier. In fact, I'll just say, before we do this, I've got Dirty just to keep me company. Hello, Dirty.
Hello.
The Americans have a CV, which is an Essex class carrier, of course, the mainstay of the early 1940s. 24 were built and commissioned. Aboard her are going to be her air wing. Today, her air wing consists of 40 F4U-4s. These are mid-war Corsairs, and they will fill in for all of the aircraft types that they would have had aboard an Essex. Now, coming up later, to be added into Sea Power, will also be Devastators, will be Dauntlesses, but I don't know when it's going to happen, so I figured we'd use the F4Us. They can do bombing, they can do air-to-air, so it's all good. As well as that, they've got 2 destroyers, generic destroyers. I don't have US destroyers at the moment in Sea Power, so I've used a couple of British, but for what we're doing today, I don't think it's going to make much difference. We also have 2 capital ships, and the Americans are using Iowa and Missouri. Slight inaccuracy again. We will see some slight inaccuracies today. It's just the way it's going to have to go. It's got the guns, the 5 inches and the 16 inches of the real Iowa, but we don't have the anti-aircraft guns from 1940s, so we've had to use 2 1960s phalanx. That's going to have to, 4 phalanx, that's going to have to work. And because of that inaccuracy, that's why I've put the battleships at the aft side of the formation. The Japanese, which is going to be more fleshed in, more realistic. We have all of the right vessels and aircraft. The CV they are having is the Akagi, aboard Akagi. I mean, look at that. Such a cool, wow, I don't know, such an interesting looking vessel, shall we say. Wooden decked, of course.
I think the most interesting thing is the smokestack out the side.
Weirdest thing ever? Why did they pump it down? I guess it's to hide their sort of smokestack silhouette. I don't know.
For the carrier deck.
They have A6M2 Zeros, air-to-air. They also have Aichi D3A1s, known as VALs, which are dive bombers. We can also have torpedo bombers as well, but because we don't have the torpedoes on the American side, I don't think it's fair if we let the Japanese have their torpedoes. So maybe we'll come back and redo it when we have all of the assets. So 20 Aichis with their single dive bomb. I believe VALs have killed more enemy ships than any other aircraft in history, by the way, which is an interesting fact I found out. And 20 of these guys here. In terms of their escorts, they're allowed 2 destroyers. So they've got the Shiratsuyu destroyer here, know nothing about it, and the Kageru destroyer here, know nothing about it. And in terms of their capitals, they've got the older Kongo class battleship, which is super cool. All this new into game, obviously, which is great. And the mighty Yamato in 1942 fit. So that's it. I have no idea if this is going to work, viewers. It's Sea Power, and Sea Power is not the easiest to use, but we're going to do our absolute best. The way it's going to work is I have to control both sides in real time, which is weird, I know, but it's really that or nothing, unfortunately. I thought about trying to get it into multiplayer with myself and Dirty, but I think it's just going to be too complex, so I'm just going to handle it. Carrier groups are 100 nautical miles away from each other. If we had to do some predictions, and as I said, this is very much experimental, and I don't even know if it's going to work, but if you have to do a prediction based on what you've seen, Dirty, who's going to win.
I have to go with the Americans on this one.
Roger, I'm going to go with the Japanese in that case then, although I'm usually wrong. Right, let's get started, viewers. So, like I said, I'm going to have to handle every single click of this battle. The AI is going to do absolutely nothing for me. So, we start with the Americans, I suggest. We send the first half of their contingent out, which is going to be a squadron of air-to-air. So, F4U, air-to-air, make sure it's got the weapons it has. It's got 6.5-inch caliber. Send them out in groups of 4, and let's go launch. It's not going to crash, it's not going to crash, it's not going to crash. 4, launch.
Lucky.
5 groups of 4 coming up. You can see they all animated to come out of the hangars and their wings and stuff. Oh, look, I've got a Panther in there. There's an F9 Panther in there. That's cool.
Nice.
Yeah, I was aware that was there, but obviously I'm not going to use it for today. I'm waiting for some Red 4 1950s before we start using that. Over to Akagi because I don't want to leave them behind. I'm going to go to the air wing and I'm going to do the zeros first. By the way, I have no idea what to do, how they would organise themselves for an attack, so I'm just going to start sending stuff out. But one thing I do know is that Sea Power can't handle many aerial assets out in the air at once, so I've got to get them fighting quickly. Mitsubishi air-to-air check 4, go, 4, go. I'll put the links for these mods, by the way, in the video description, viewers. Just put them in your streaming assets folder is how you get them to work. Alright, we're scrambling. 20 air-to-air fighters from each side. It's going to come up through deck lift, obviously. I didn't know that Zeros had foldable wingtips. Did you know that?
Yes. Some had those, but not all of them.
Interesting. I mean, what's the point of folding like 6 inches of wing? Why even friggin' bother?
On a carrier, those 6 inches can make a big difference.
Roger. And they squeeze. By the way, both of these carriers can carry more planes than I've allowed them to take. As I said, this is very much an experimental first try, and I only have so many hours to put into getting all this stuff working. Just getting the ships working in game, as you all know, is a difficult thing, so we're going to see what happens. All sexy animations. I'm surprised they start so far forward. I'm surprised they don't use the whole deck, but I guess it is what it is. Up go the Zeros. All right, let's see what we've got. The Americans. First Americans up. Lots of clicking today, viewers, because that's how it is. We have our beautiful F4. Right, let's get organising. So what I'm going to do is get you to a realistic speed. These do not have flight models like they do in DCS, so I have to make them be realistic by the speeds I ordered them to be at. So cruise Mach 0.29, about 200 knots. Sounds realistic. I'm going to get them to this area here. In fact, because I've got to control both sides, I'm going to have an area there to help me roughly gauge where the fight area is going to be. I'm going to go that way. I'm going to go to 41,000 feet, which is going to be their max, and off he goes. Checking on the progress of the carriers. Oh, straight through each other. Let's pretend we didn't see that.
It's really not like DCS.
Yeah, right. All model beautifully, as you can see here. Now, interestingly, the F4s are taking off from the positions of the cats, which obviously, well, I'm certain wouldn't happen in real life, but probably a restriction of the carrier, because the carrier also has to cover the 1950s. For the Panthers, you see, so that's probably why he's having to do it. Anyway, we've got a second bunch of guys up. Let's get them to 200 knots. I think it's going to be a more realistic speed. You know, let's go 400 knots. Obviously, it's stupid. You wouldn't be able to do that in real life. So we're going to hamper him, as it were. We're going to send him into the battle area there. Again, I'm afraid lots of clicking, viewers. If you want to skip to the action, you can do that. Unfortunately, I've got to sit here and get every single vessel. Aeroplane carefully organised. You go up there. You go 33,000 feet, appears to be your maximum. 0.29, 200 knots, about right for a 0. Off it goes. Pretty cool modelling, huh? I like that. I wish you could fly these as humans, even as kind of real simple flight models in Sea Power. It'd make it such a better game. Look at that. Akagi, Yamato, Congo. We've got those battles coming up, by the way, Yamato and Congo soon in War on the Sea Dirty. A couple of sexy destroyers.
Looking forward to it.
Looking forward to it. Right, let's see where we are. 2 flights nearly off. Oh, look at that. They're all packed in, so that's how they're packed in there, look. That's quite cool, to be fair. Everyone has to be wheeled out and get on the lift, just like real life. Cool game. It's a great.
I do believe the Japanese elevator on the carrier is faster than the US one.
Roger. Sea Power is an excellent game, viewers. You probably know that. It's not very good for air combat, which is why I don't like really doing these carrier battles. And you'll see. Well, I don't know. It might work perfectly. We'll see.
When does it ever?
Right. It's yeah. yeah, it's just not made for aeroplanes, and the people that make it don't know a lot about aeroplanes, but we do our best. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's going to be the leader for the next one, so let's get the Japanese up there. Go to your realistic cruise speed, go to your maximum altitude, and there we go. Look at this ship. It's the first time I've looked at this ship. Look, that's a ship hull there, like a battleship. There, all the way back to there, looks like a battleship. And then just literally welded on the top is a giant citadel that's the carrier. I never noticed that before. And look, they've even put like stilts to hold the thing up there and at the back. Wowee, that's amazing. So I wonder if these were designed as carriers from the hull up, or whether they were modified. I bet they were modified if you track that down. From
a lot of them were actually modified, yeah.
Because if you go to an American carrier, which is designed from the ground up as a CV, that looks like, it's designed to be an aircraft carrier, in my opinion.
New flight up. And
it's been a riveting 8 minutes, viewers, of me complaining about the control of the things and trying to get them not to snarl up the carriers, but everything thus far has worked perfectly, so good so
yeah,
far.
You can see that the Essex is a way more specific build to be a carrier.
Yeah, we're crossing feedback. And here's an interesting thing. I think this can carry like literally 100 warplanes in the Essex, like a modern supercarrier. But I don't really see how you fit 100 in there. I see 5 there, 5 there, 5 there, 100. I mean, that must have multiple decks, surely. Right, I think that's our last flight going up there, viewers, so don't worry, not too long now. We're nearly getting into the battle zone as well, and I repeat for the millionth time, viewers, I've not tried this and I don't know what's going to happen, but hey, what can go wrong? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so this must be the new leader.
Yeah, we test things before we do it.
There is simply not enough hours in the day, I'm afraid, viewers. If you paid me enough money to spend 8 hours and get this to work perfectly, I would friggin' smash that. And we'll get it perfect, but it is what it is. We use what we got. Alright, up he goes. That's the last guy. Let's get him over here. Let's get him realistic speed, and let's get him there. Right, that is all 5 flights up and done. Before I get to bombers, we watched a really interesting Netflix documentary, 2-hour documentary on Japanese kamikazes. It was really super cool. They got the original footages of the kamikazes crashing or trying to crash into American ships. They analysed that and they tracked down each aircraft and each pilot who was doing the kamikaze on that footage. They tracked him all the way down to his descendants and went and found their original belongings and stuff and researched why they volunteered to become a kamikaze and stuff like that. It was a really interesting learning experience, so I recommend you all go and find that, viewers, and do it. Right, it's time to fight. We're going on weapons free. Once they get in the circle, I'll allow them to be weapons free. It's just my way to control them to make sure nothing weird happens. Well, in terms of weapons, 650 cals on this variant of the F4. I actually can't remember. I know it's got 20mm cannon, at least one, and I know it's got 7.7mm machine guns, but I couldn't tell you how many of each. Now, are they going to fight? 340 knots, max chat in a dive. They've definitely seen him. Check the zeros. Please work, please work, please work, please work. Please work. I've been desperate for 9 years to do this, and I will do it. Yes, I've sped up. Let's sped up. Here we go. Get Yeti! Alright. Well, it appears to work. Dirty. We've got 1-0 down.
Yep.
The Americans immediately into a split S and challenging them. Now, as we always say, remember, Seapower does not have accurate flight models like BCS's. One of its downfalls, but does not mean we can not enjoy it. And you can set rough, parameters and stuff for them, their weights and stuff like that. Alright, so what happened there? Every American survived and 3 A6s were shot down. Well, I don't make the rules up, viewers. And look, they're definitely engaging. Historically, which was the better plane? I'm pretty sure the Corsair usually came up the top against
one
the Zero.
Corsair down.
Wow.
2 down.
Sniper. Japanese sniper. And there were loads of
We got
Japanese
Maverick and the Japanese Zero.
Mm-hmm. There were loads of American plane shot down, so it's not like these didn't have teeth. This guy came in for a boom and zoom, but missed. Wow, that's a battle formation, Dirty. Welcome to Grim Reapers.
We would so crash.
Did you know that we are named after the original? They were named after the original Grim Reapers, which is actually these guys, F4U Corsairs with the Grim Reaper. Okay, they've just ganged up on a whole bunch of zeros and smashed them down. Definite Corsair winning so far, Bewington, Billingtons. Which I'm surprised they're winning so well, actually. I mean, there's nothing telling them to do better that I'm aware of. Go just a bit faster.
They do have the speed advantage with that dive.
They were considerably faster in real life, to be fair, and could go higher in real life. So I believe, I'm almost certain. Here we go. I'll tell you what's happening. They're focused on someone else. Ladies and gentlemen, sea power. As long as you don't know anything about aviation, this is quite cool. So just turn off your brain, Dirty. Just for the moment, turn off your brain.
What brain?
Right? And just enjoy it. Get to. I'm going to guess that the Corsairs are winning. I'm actually slightly worried that there's more reds than blues. I definitely sent 20 out on each side. The Japanese are winning. No, I don't know. It's not. I don't know. Oh, I definitely sent 20 out on each side.
Maybe zoom out a little bit.
Look, there's no blues. Or the blues are all just together and it's deceiving. I don't know. That kind of makes it exciting, viewers. Oh, get some, you mothers! Kamikaze! Bonsai! And demonetized. My friggin'
I think it's also the way the AI works.
The AI works? Question mark?
Yeah, it gives the Japanese a firing solution right on the backside of the Americans.
Okay.
Losing 2 Corsairs to 1-0.
At the end of the day, even if they win the fight, I'm pretty sure they're going to be... What's the fuel like? I'm not going to... I'll have to see. I shall have to see. I should be getting the bombers up now, but I want to see this frigging fight. There's a dogfight right there. Alright, it looks kind of even actually. It looks like there's about a dozen on each side. And what's happened to the Americans? Where are they going? They appear to be homebound. I guess while they're being... Are they leading the Japanese into the AAA trap, question mark?
Not with that range.
It says engage air... Oh, no, there they go, they're peeling off. Yeah, my friggin' boys right there.
There we go.
We don't run from no one's, yo. Straight back here, fight. Right, I can do something very unpopular. Ping at that point. I'm going to go and pause. I'm going to go and get the bombs up. So, we go. Right, so let's get our bombers up. We pause. We won't miss anything. We've got these guys here. They're going to be on strike. Let me check. They've got bombs. Close air support. Okay, I need bombs. Check. Strike. 4. I need 1. 5 groups of 4 going up. Let me go and get the valves. As I said, the torpedo bombers, and I forget what they were called now, annoyingly. We have, but I'm not going to use because it wouldn't be fair until I get the requisite American torpedo bombers. So, strike is going to be a number 25. Yep, and it's going to be 4. Now, you'll be unsurprised to hear, Dirty. I have no idea whether the bombers work yet.
Not surprising.
Right, straight back in, the battles. I'll say Americans are winning. Exchange of fire. American comes out on top. Well, they were bigger, heavier aircraft. I see no reason why an F4 couldn't outgun one of these, you know, kind of head on or just generally speaking. That said, the other guys did have bigger cannons at this time of the war.
Yeah, but the fire rate with 650s, right. It's, yeah.
More likely to hit. Oh, yeah. Fox 4! Fox 4! In
the true Grim Reaper's moment.
That's one to go. Oh, they've done it! They've done it! They've done it, look. Right! There we go. Right, viewers, let me try and ascertain how many... Well, they've just outperformed them. As simple as that. It was all fair and square. There's nothing I can do to change, you know, what they are. So what I'm going to do is now set up a picket line with them. So I'm going to send them back to tight. I'm going to set them over here.
First wave of American bombers up.
Well, we've done miles better. The Japanese only destroyed about 8, about 2 flights. Well, I'm afraid, viewers, that is 100% a Japanese problem. As we see this guy careering down.
Even lost his landing gear.
Right, just popped off, dirty. And the pilots, unfortunately, are going to be tiger shark food. Where we are at the moment. Right, so bombers. Let's see if they look right. Yes, they do. They look splendid. I'm just going to put them out the way here somewhere at high altitude to orbit. Valves. I am a Val. That's good.
Imagine the drag from that landing gear.
Right. They'll go this way. They'll go a realistic speed, and they'll go at 34,000 feet. Yeah, right. Draggy son of a bee. Right, what I can try and do now is start speeding things up. So we go into higher speed because there's less stuff to worry about there. I think this is probably how they would do it in real life. I reckon they'd form up in a squadron and attack as a squadron rather than just dribbling in.
Yeah, it would give the AAAs a lot more time and, fewer targets to focus on. It's like in DCS, Cap. The swarm wins.
The swarm always wins. You got it. At least when you're dealing with, traditional defences. It's there. It's there. Let's get there. Nearly done. So the last valve's up. Alright. Everything's working thus far. But the only difference is the valves are going to have to deal with the picket line of Corsairs. You know what? It's gone okay so far. I know, we haven't got the lack of realistic flight models and stuff, but thus far it's gone okay. Would the Corsairs have beaten the Japanese Zeros that much? Maybe not that much, but, historically I believe they generally beat them, so I don't think it's unrealistic that the Corsairs would have won it. What I'm going to do now is attempt the impossible and get all this to work. So, American guys, you're going to take your bombs and you're going to try and bomb the carrier. They would obviously try and put the carrier out. Alright, that's the Americans done, and the Japanese are going to reciprocate. Obviously they would know where each other's carrier group is from their spotter planes, which we're not going to model because that sounds like a freaking nightmare to be working. Bomb.
Yeah, kinda.
Yes. Alright, there's 20 valves on the way to Essex. Go. What can possibly go wrong? Picket line I'll activate once the valves get a little bit closer. You can have a kind of overview like this in this game, viewers, just to see it like that, but kind of boring in my opinion. In terms of defences, are the defences aboard the ships going to work? Well, that's a great question I'd like to ask, so let's go and have a look. Free fire, free fire, free fire, free fire, and
Sea Whiz for the win.
Right. What can you do? Free fire, free fire. They don't have radars, obviously. Free fire and radars on. Yep, it's all set up. All skill levels are set fairly today, by the way, viewers, by which I mean I haven't even touched them, so that'll be whatever standard is. And let's go. Blue attack stonking in at, no, going really slow actually. Probably waiting for his buddies. 2 500-pound bombs and 8 rockets. The valves carried a single bomb. I wonder why they didn't carry more. And the valves always had this weird aiming system thingy that I never understood. Do you know what that was?
That was basically a aiming device.
So
basically a sniper scope.
I'm guessing this was, for the Japanese, was pre-reflector sight, viewers. Let me know if you think that's right. So you'd have a whatever that is there. Interesting. Now, in terms of what guns are modelled, viewers, well, presumably all of them. I mean, 25 mil, they've got 23 million bullets, and all of those guns, and all of those guns, and all of those guns, and all those guns. So it's going to be presumably, well, as much as you can get a sim, perfectly realistic. And the same is going to be that for these as well, whatever guns they had. And the carrier.
I don't think that was 23 million.
Yeah, I'm going to say 23 billion. Look at these guns on the carrier. This is going to crash the PC, there's no doubt about it, if they work.
Especially yours.
So it was nice seeing you, viewers, but I believe there was a big difference in the quality of the guns, because the Americans in a sort of mid-war period would have proximity shells in their 5 inches, which allowed them to shoot down incoming planes pretty well, whereas the Japanese did not have the technology. Is it going to work? Is he going to descend? He is, so he's going to dive bomb, because it would have been a dive bomb, and here comes the flak! Oh my goodness, sorry, I was at sped up speed, that was why it was going weird. It was my bad, viewers. Well, that's kind of impressive, look at that.
Is that dual purpose?
No, in real life, no way are they dual purpose. That's ridiculous.
I know that, but That's one hell of an angle.
Yeah, it really is. I'm pretty sure they couldn't do that in real life, viewers. There's bombs. I think they drop bombs, but I've got nowhere viewing them because sea power. So I guess we have to see what happens. It's maybe the world's easiest bombing. Oh, jeez. 18-inch shells. They've magically converted the 18-inch shell speed to air-to-air. Oh, there's some tough planes. An 18-inch shell exploding, I'm pretty sure, would freaking vaporize everything. Are the bombs coming down? Are the bombs coming down? And oh my god! The bombs hit perfectly. I'm not sure that's realistic, viewers. I'm not going to lie. I can see a lot of unrealism there. But never mind. So what I'm going to do is change it a little bit. That's
one hell of a name.
Yeah, I'm going to force them to go low. So basically, in real life, obviously, you can't drop a bomb at 26,000 feet and it hit unless it's a laser-guided or GPS-guided bomb. So I'm going to have to change the way they operate, which is to make them go in at 3,000 feet. And as I said, sea power, you have to make the realism yourself. So we'll just do our best. We will eventually someone will make these mods and stuff all working in DCS, and we can do it in DCS, but that's the best I can do there. More coming in. No, he's coming out.
Did they fire the rockets or just the bombs?
Bombs. Okay, got them all diving. Hard work, of course. That's more realistic. That's the crap they would have to get through. That's more realistic, Dirty. I wish I could repair the carrier now, but I can't, so... Oh, he did that. So there you go. Oh, they got him. They got him. Got to check over here quickly. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I've got to set these guys to free fire. You. Free fire. You. Free fire. Free fire. Jumping back over here. Alright, Cargill's still very much alive. And yes, they've properly got caught. Have their bombs. Oh look, the ships are dodging around just like in real life when you watch the old footages. Oh, I've missed. What happened? Please, why are you at 40,000 feet? I said 3,000. Man, this game is hard work, viewers. Real friggin' hard work. 3,000, yet again. They're going to ignore me. They're going to ignore me. These guys are working. Down we go. I love the dual
18-inch shells coming in.
I love the dual purpose 18.1 inches. It's my favourite. Best air defense ever. 18
Imagine the shock wave.
Right?
18.1 inch.
You would have hypersonic. You wouldn't need to bloody hit them. Why does it do that? Why would it think I would want to just jump to some random plane? Ooh, it upsets me. Here we go. He's going to hit him. Right, this is much more realistic.
That's a lot of flag.
Oof. Right, those are the big ones. Hey!
Oh, almost before it dropped its bombs.
Yeah, everyone going in. I think because the engage is slowing down because of the big engagement, he might make it through. Oh! No dice! Check, these guys are going low, they are, yep. They're working now. 100% working. So we're going to have to ignore the first couple of bombs. Right, what's going on here? Engagements are the happenings. Gotta force these guys down low now. Down you go.
They're also going at 120 knots, attacking that Japanese carrier, so...
Yeah, that's...
that, in real life, they would go a lot faster than that.
Unless they desperately want to get shot down. Right, Val's getting picked on. Next Americans... You're right, 120 knots, 118 knots. They're destined to be shot down.
Yeah, like with that amount of flag, none of these will reach the carrier.
I wonder if I can speed it up. Yes, I can. Oh god, I have to manually pick everything. This is just impossible. It's what we call, viewers, absolutely impossible. Speed up, max speed. Just go max speed. As much as I can babysit them. Let's go down here. We have some foxes in the hen coop. Wow, these guys dive. These guys know how to friggin' do. They are actually dive bombers, so this is not unrealistic. Yes, it's nearly 400 knots, max dive speed.
I think that was an 18-inch.
Yep. Some of these Japanese ships died with just one 500-pounder.
Ooh! That's a big boom boom.
Now, that's cooker from later on, so I can't really count that annoyingly, but drop it. Now, this is different. Can I watch the bomb? Can I watch the bomb? I can't watch the bomb, so I'm going to have to just hope that might hit it.
That's going to be a hit. It's basically stationary.
It is. One here, 500-pounder nice. In your face, in your face. Yeah, they're getting through now.
Yeah, like 120 knots. That's basically saying, shoot me down.
Yeah, interestingly, they've spread out. For some reason, they've actually spread out 6 miles or whatever. I don't know why I've done that, but that's them. Oh, I mean, that is historically accurate. There have been single 500-pounders destroying these ships because they would smash through the wooden decks, hit kerosene bowsers and whatever, and that's it. Your ship's gone. Alright, we're going to have to attack now. Send them all home. And then now let's go and do a ship-on-ship fight. That would be sick. I don't have the stomach to go and manhandle every single plane to attack the rest of the ships because it's just very boring to have to do that clicking. So I'm going to go ship-on-ship for the fun. I said the Americans have won the battle, but what if all the aeroplanes got nuked? I don't think these bows are going to survive.
In real life, the Corsairs would just come up below.
Yeah, right. Sitting ducks. Yeah, I don't think they're reaching
the Val wasn't a fast plane.
No, sure.
Can't be level speed. Not like the Corsair.
It's kind of cool. Come on, boys. Just like you said, Dirty. Just like you said.
Yeah.
2 down in 1.
I'm pretty sure in real life, the Corsairs would focus the bombers to save the carrier. No carrier, they can't land. Yeah. So if they had zeros for cover, then yes, it would be something else, but...
Yeah, I thought about running it that way, but I don't think my computer's powerful enough to run all 80 aircraft.
It isn't.
It would just be a slideshow. The Corsairs have the problem now that they're too fast and the friggin' valves are too slow. Which is a weird problem to have. What's going on? Ships are firing. 5-inch dual purpose. Oh, look at the mothership firing. That's kind of cool.
That's basically saying, come and get it.
That's so much better modelled than the DCS one. Look at that. Dun. You want good ships, go to sea power. You want good aeroplanes, go to DCS. Why can't we have one game that does everything? Jesus Christ. Those are the Bofors. I don't actually know. No, you got Bofors there, you got 5 inches there. Man, that's hardcore. Right. Yeah, I would definitely... Oh, this is kind of cool. Look at the firepower coming off the US Carrier group. No sexy dual-purpose 18.1 inches, but still. You're going to have some big old balls to try and get through that. One down. Solo McGee going in. Mr. Miyagi.
Not for long.
Get attacked on both sides. Yeah.
Down he goes.
That's kind of awesome scene. Well tried, sir. Oh, and this guy, these aren't going to make it through. They're going to get smashed to pieces.
Yeah.
The Grim Reapers are coming out.
GR ganging up on the minority here.
Right.
Basically speed brakes. Or extra lift. I can't remember which.
One left. Good luck. Yep. Down it goes, viewers. All right. All done as fair as square as we can do it. The Americans have won the air war and sunk the carrier. So, you know, is what it is. We're going to turn to a ship battle now for fun as I delete the aeroplane. Stand by. Okay. So, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to split all these into their own groups. So, formation. How to do it? Lead formation. Formation. Lead formation. Right. Let's get the battleships up front. Flank. These guys are going to go a bit behind. Standard. Alright boys, let's do it. Next, it's going to be the Japanese. Yamato's going to go there. Flank. Kongo's going to go there. Flank. Let's friggin' do it.
I was about to open up, I think.
Range to hostiles 20 miles, you're right. Why haven't Yamato fired? No, Kongo. Yamato's still slightly out of range.
I thought the carrier was still in there.
No, sent it
Because it
away.
said Essex.
Sent it away. Right, we've got the first broadside coming in from Iowa, and Yamato's about to broadside as well. Kongo is not broadsiding yet. Let's see what her weapons can do. I can't see. No, it's fine. A couple of destroyers going into the mix. Better get in right in there. Have they got torpedoes? Yes, I believe they have. These will have to Mark 9s, I imagine. Yep. Go, go, go. I haven't done a battleship battle in ages from sea power. Alright, twin broadside. Now, who are they firing at is the question. Kongo's firing. Wow, look at the elevation. The guns, max 45 degrees. And what's Yamato do? Oh, look at the size of those beasties.
That's some long barrels.
Excuse me. So they're fully engaging at maximum 22 nautical miles.
Imagine the downward recoil
Right.
for that deck with those guns.
Look how wide it is. Look how wide she was. What a stable platform. Bam, bam, bam.
Even with that elevation, you can still see it leaning when it fires.
Kongo.
Ooh, wow. Kongo struggling.
Well, I believe it was actually designed to hunt old Congos down, so I believe
so.
we've just seen history there, viewers. 16 inches smashed into pieces. There's 18 inches from Yamato. Kongo had two. I haven't told who to fire against, so everyone's just making their own decisions. Why Yamato's going out like that? But look, I've not told her to, so she's doing what she feels is best. Can't really override it. This destroyer's going in. This destroyer's going in. Flank. I'm supposed to be flank. I said flank. I said flank. Right, Kongo has seen better days.
Just a little bit.
Another 16
Ooh, that was a big hit.
That turret's destroyed. I don't think she's even firing anymore. She's lost her fire control. Steel ranges.
I think you hit the magazines as well.
Wow, shows what an Iowa can do at 20 miles. Amazing. Awfully difficult to work with.
Kongo's down.
Kongo's down. Oh, baby. Yamato's still firing. Yamato, as we're about to find out in our War on the Sea, which is a more detailed sim, 45-second reload time on these big boys. So I never really understood it was worth it to have such a bad reload time. I think it's going to get creamed, personally. Such a bad reload time, but we'll see.
Kind of depends what Iowa is targeting right now.
Target wherever she's going to target. Not the foggiest. You can sort of look where the guns are going.
Iowa is not targeting the Yamato.
It's her prerogative. Destroyers aren't being shot. Speed it up, see where those shots land. Yep, they're going for the destroyers.
Yep.
Well, destroyers are debatably the bigger threat because they get close with their torpedoes. And they're easier to kill as well. Well, I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about really.
Yeah, but the Iowa has the speed
The size of those torpedoes.
for such a big battleship.
Yeah, you could probably outrun them, couldn't you?
Not those torpedoes, no. But the Yamato is the biggest threat.
Fast battleship, best battleship.
Ooh!
Wow, one 16-inch shell, right, is gonna send it to the bottom.
Ouch!
There's the firepower of Missouri and Iowa. Absolutely, boom, boom, bash, bash. This is no longer a threat. 5 knots. That's no longer a threat. Almost stopped. This guy's still at flank, so they should be smarter, concentrating on this guy, and then starting to snipe Yamato, who's received no damage at all. Iowas are now getting hit by the 18-inch shells, so it's them problem. They need to hurry to chop up and sink this mother. I have a general rule that if the ship has been stopped fully, then I delete them to help their logic out, but it's not been stopped fully. Still creeping along at 5 knots. Well, I don't think she's got long left in this world.
Noses going
Top of the
down.
sea.
I think he's dead now.
Right, he's dead. Yeah, I can delete him off the board now, just to save the weird AI logic from messing up.
Yeah, it's dead.
Bye-bye, sir. Alright, we now have one destroyer and a full Yamato versus one seriously damaged Iowa from 18-inch shells and one undamaged Iowa. Make your decisions wisely, boys. They're not, are they? They're not going to make their decisions wisely.
I think they're going for, destroyer. Like, they should just let the destroyers get that one.
Right.
And I always go for the Yamato.
Let's get it done, man.
That's what they would do in real life.
So, changing target. Right, I've tried to do that. Spitfire. Yep, it's going for Yamato now. Got to get within range. Yamato has a bigger range, of course.
Dodging very nicely now.
This guy's 100% smashed to pieces, and he's got no choice but to go for the destroyer because his power plant's dead. In fact, I'm not sure. I think this guy's dead.
Only one gun left.
Let's just see. He's got, again, not much time for this world. I think there's too many 18-inch shells. This guy's now broadsided Yamato. These guys got a free run. I'm going to send him in to destroy. Yep, they're firing now at this guy. Torpedo out. All the torpedoes out. Alright. You're the boss. Look at the state of him. And he's still playing.
He's struggling.
That Foxhole's, yeah, 100%.
I don't think that A turret would be usable.
No, right? A little bit flooded.
Just a little bit.
Keep firing, Daniel-san. Oh, look, here come the two guys. Fair enough. All the torpedoes have been fired, I believe.
Not everything. Got
One
two left in the rear.
as well. You're driving yourself into a submarine. Jesus Christ. Yeah, this guy's going down. He's going down on his own. I don't need to help him. Yep, it's down. Ship down. One battleship down. Okay, this guy's decided it's time to go back to Japan. He's fired his torpedoes. 50 knots in 1942. That's pretty cool. These guys have recognised the threat and they're getting the chap out of there. Right, big battleship. A pretty much fresh Iowa versus a moderate... Ooh, heavily damaged Yamato. It's going to go either way.
That's that American fire control for you.
Make sure she's firing at the Iowa as the primary threat. I'm sure she will. Is he gone? No, he's 5 knots. Can't delete him yet. Look at that. Still firing back as well.
I'm surprised the A turret is
They're bucketing out the water quickly than it's coming in.
How the hell is he doing 10 knots?
I don't know, just need to make sure that Iowa is getting fired at. Yamato would know the radar size. She's firing. I'm certain she's firing at Iowa. Yep, she's firing at Iowa. Right, it's a fair fight. Let's friggin' do it, boys. Ich bin Iowa. Du bist Yamato. Right, these boys. No, they're determined to sink that destroyer. It's down to 0 speed. We can leave it. Yep. Alright, you can go, sir. Right, you guys can now charge Yamato. Yamato's going to lose. Yamato's going to lose. Bigger she is. 16-inch shells are not to be ignored. I'd say the Iowa's accuracy is superior as well. Oh,
Yamato is down.
Oh, wow. Mag must have gone up.
Check the log.
Yeah. All right.
I think it hit a mag.
Let's try and debrief that then, viewers. We had two carrier groups that were moderately equal. The initial air-to-air was easily won by the Corsairs. Then the American bombers went in and bombed the Akagi. They first cheated by bombing with cheap bombs. So I deleted their ability and I put them down to 3,000 feet and made them do it again. And they did get free, fair and square and shot down and hit the carrier without everything else otherwise being equal. The Vals all got picked off by the AAA and the remaining American fighters. So that is, as fair as I can make it really, and the best I can do in sea power. Then we decided some ship-on-ship action because fun, and sea power is a lot better at it. Charged towards each other. Two Iowas smashed the Congo straight away, and they concentrated their own fire. I didn't tell them to do it, but they defeated the Congo. While this guy was hammering one Iowa at maximum range. Two destroyers. I don't know. The Japanese destroyers were sunk somehow. And then at the end, we had a mildly damaged Iowa and two American pseudo destroyers on their way to take out the Yamato. They did better aeroplanes, and they did better ships. As modelled in sea power, which I guess is moderately realistic. It's probably the best we can do in sea power. I don't see any obvious ways to improve it other than get the torpedo bombers in. But any thoughts from you, Dirty Worty?
I think that was pretty good.
All right, I hope you enjoyed that, viewers, and bye-bye.